All right, everybody. Welcome, 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 welcome. We are back
Hello.
with Women Crush Wednesday Live. It is your girl, Faith Saxon, your favorite mentor. And we are here to elevate the lovely, beautiful, talented, gifted, magical Olive Thomas. And you already could tell. Look at that energy. Look at that energy. Before we dive into this discussion, thank you so much, Olive. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
How you feeling?
I'm feeling amazing. I'm so happy to be here.
It's the positive energy for me. Y'all, we are going to be discussing spiritual aspects of our journeys as women, as far as our spiritual journeys, down to like religion aspects. We're just here to expound and to elevate, honestly, each other's perspective, because as we always talk about on this show, we are here to elevate each other. We are here to inspire, and transparency is beautiful. It's honestly what makes the world go around because it's associated with love. So that is what we're here to present. Before we begin, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Holla
Hit
at
that subscribe button though. Don't play.
And we come on, energy. And so and I will make sure to also include all her information, show her love. Don't do that. Don't just be hitting my subscribe.
Don't even do me like that.
Yes, don't do that. But anyway, a little background information. Oh, Olive, you ready to dive right in? Can we do it for the people?
We can do it for the people. Just for the people though. Hello, my name is Olive.
Yes, please tell us.
I'm a graduate psychology student, getting ready to have my license to be a therapist. What? I'm like really talking to you guys really close.
What? That's amazing.
Yes. Yeah. You don't even know that about me. This is like something.
Pause. Yes, let's reflect on that. Go ahead. We're not even to the questions. Tell me about that.
Yes. I mean, I've been studying psychology for several years. I love it. I've as soon as I hit college and my first classes and I was thinking about what I wanted to do, that class just stood out as something that came so easy and so natural to me. And then I'm gonna be a therapist. Why not? I could do it. I could do anything.
So, oh my God. So I don't know if you know, but my background is psychology. I know I'm a teacher. Long story about that. But yeah, my
background is psychology too.
I actually wanted to go that route, but again, I entered in education. We'll probably talk about it. But anyway, it's alignment.
That's dope.
Okay, let me go ahead and let you finish your introduction.
Yes. I am a light being. I tutor children. I tutor children in foster care. Wow. I am in the arts. I'm just living my best life. And it feels good.
Love to see it.
And I'm so happy to be here.
Of course.
Spaces like this are so important and invaluable. And I'm just looking forward to learning.
Yes. I'm so glad you it's the wiggle for me. Can we please incorporate that? Like when I say wiggle, yes, Jenny. As y'all see, this is about to be fun. Stay tuned. It's gonna be a long ride, and I'm excited to ride this ride.
Me too.
All right. So Olive, hold on. I did not tell them about the backstory about really how we met. So should I tell them about that?
Please.
Also alignment. So we have a
how did this come about today? Like, what's going on?
We have fun fact. Let me start with this. It's like a pitch. We only have not really known each other. What? I don't even know. Like, I feel like we just randomly started talking on social media. The backstory is we have a mutual friend, Zoe. I actually went to college with her, and now
we
Zoe.
Love her.
Yes, we love her. We love Zoe. You will meet her soon. Anything else you would like to tell the good people about you?
Yes. So you were talking about how we met. Yeah, we started connecting on Instagram and supporting each other. And I would be watching your stories and you'd be watching my stories. It's like, I resonate with that.
I would literally
resonate with that.
You're crazy. So to add to that, long story short, because she resonated with me so much, I just finally was like, listen, I've been lagging on my own, Women Crush Wednesday as far as being consistent in vocalizing my stories or aspects of my stories. And she inspired me with her transparency. And it's like, well, it only makes logical sense to have her on so we can actually dive in deeper and understand how her inner workings, showcase. So
that makes me so happy to hear,
yeah.
because it's new for me, this whole transparent in all aspects thing.
Yeah.
And to hear that, just to hear the way it's received and understood.
Yeah.
I feel so seen when I'm transparent.
Good. I'm so glad.
Thank you. I appreciate you.
I appreciate you.
Thank you for seeing me, sis.
Likewise, sis. This is sisterhood, guys. This is how it should be. Take note. Take note. Take note. Beautiful things are happening here. Manifest. Yes. So let me dive into some of these questions. So, we're on this little trend of healing, right? And I know there's different aspects of what, if you ask everybody what healing is, there's different results. So for you, what does healing mean and what does it look like? So it's part of a two-part question.
What does healing mean for Olive and what does that look like for Olive?
Yes.
Healing for me, in its simplest terms, means replacing pain and trauma and anger, replacing that with the vibration of love. And being so full of love that those things have no space inside of me.
Yes.
And I'm learning that healing has layers and layers. And when you think you're there, you may still have some more layers to go. And that's completely okay.
Right.
Ashe, ashe. But yeah, healing has been a very long journey for me. I'd say seriously considering healing maybe the last 4 years. Okay. I was going through the traditional routes of getting therapy. I tried the whole medication thing for anxiety, just a very westernized approach to dealing with mental health issues.
Yes, the conditioned way.
Right. I started there. I transitioned into learning about yoga and daily meditation, because I was finding that me just running on a hamster wheel every single day was not working. I wasn't taking any time to really center myself, to understand my needs, because I was just constantly running. And you know what's funny? You're born and you think that you know how to breathe. You think that you're breathing correctly. You just assume, oh yeah, I'm breathing. It's involuntary.
Right.
But I just recently learned how to breathe properly.
Wow.
You know?
Can you explain that? Like for someone who didn't know yoga, like how would you explain?
Well, we are constantly very shallow in our breath and we don't allow any space in our rib cage and our center. So it's like, and what yoga does is allow you to open up physically, and that makes it much easier to breathe properly. And then once you bring in the pace and the slowness,
wow.
I love that we're breathing on here.
Yes.
You can really activate all the cells in your body, send oxygen to all the cells in your body, send light to all the cells in your body. And I've just been loving it.
Oh my God. So do you teach yoga?
I don't. Okay. I'm a lover of yoga. But and I also enjoy going to the gym.
Okay.
I like to lift weights. I'm not even afraid to say it. Like I like to lift weight. I like exercises that ground me, that make me feel grounded. And although I love yoga, it can make me feel very much in the air, like I'm just gonna float away because you're so light in your body.
Right.
Which is a good thing, but sometimes I want exercises that ground me. So lifting weights and like being strong and like feeling my strength.
Yeah.
I love it.
And it shows. So how long you been in the gym?
Well, I grew up with 3 older brothers. So
Wow.
I've been in and out of a gym since I was a teenager, maybe like 16.
So it was
They
about
taught me a lot.
They did?
Listen, I could throw some hands because of those boys. Like
they keep me tight.
You know? They keep me tight. They keep me good. But yeah, we used to work out together at the gym, and I loved it. Okay. Do you enjoy yoga or the gym or anything?
So I've been very inconsistent with yoga. When I first started my own journey, I was because I got into sound therapy. And so I got into sound therapy first with the sound bowls, and then I created yoga with it, and it changed my life, my perspective, my senses. You understand this? Like, it was a whole level activated, and it was just like an intense peace, and I was able to say prayers and just, yeah, life blowing, life changing. So
that is amazing.
And then after that, I just kind of focused more on the sound therapy and got lazy with the yoga, and it turned into I'll do it tomorrow, 2 weeks, a month, a year.
That cycle, that loop. That's okay. It'd be like that sometimes.
Exactly. And that's why I keep telling myself, I was like, Faith, one day, don't be hard on yourself. You will be motivated enough. See, and talking to people like you to inspire.
And being hard on yourself really only makes things worse.
Correct.
It just creates more negative emotions, which leads to more negative behaviors.
A nasty cycle.
It is.
She's a fickle bitch.
And it's interesting that you mentioned the sound bowls. I've recently been feeling called to get some and get into that.
Life changing.
I've actually been using my voice. We'll talk about that later.
Okay. Yes. I see where this is going. So, what are the most important aspects of growth for you?
What are the most important?
Yeah, important. Okay. I did say impatient though, but I meant important type.
Okay, that changes my answer. Okay, what are the most important aspects of growth for Olive? One very.
I love how you pondered it. You didn't feel rushed. I like that.
Yes.
Sorry.
No, you're good. You're good. One very important aspect of growth that I'm realizing more and more is not letting the opinions and okay, so when you're going through a spiritual journey, you are changing. Your friends that you had at the beginning of the journey, they may not understand you at the end or in the middle or any point from when you guys met. Yes. And your family, they may not understand you.
Yes.
And you're gonna start sounding a little crazy to some people. I would just say don't let other people's opinions influence you in that way, because it's dangerous. It's never gonna be what you want, because everyone has a different perspective.
Right. And that's valid from their own.
And it's all valid. And I also love when someone can question me with respect.
Correct.
I don't know everything. I'm here to learn. I'm here to be a student of life. So question me, let's talk about it. But if you're gonna be rude or judgmental, that's when it's just like, you can't even meet me on any kind of level to understand me.
Correct. Okay.
So it's okay.
Right. Heard.
Yeah.
And it's funny that you said about the friendships, because I realized, I mean, essentially, as you evolve and heal, you're not the same person, right? Because you've grown, you shed the old aspects of what you were. But I realized a lot of that friendships were based off of trauma bonding. We only related when there was an issue or some messy drama, or oh my God, my dad wasn't in my life, or something so extreme, or men ain't
It
shit.
bonds you.
Yeah, men
Yeah.
ain't shit, so let's all be miserable together, essentially. Not saying that all the friendships weren't beautiful, but I realized, wow, there was a lot of codependency and just toxic stuff there. Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's okay. Okay.
Yeah.
So,
And it could even happen in relationships, which would suck because you may be in love and you're finding that you're a whole new person.
and they have to relearn you as well. And it takes a lot of grace. As a
Yes.
married person, it takes a lot of grace and love and forgiveness. Good God, a lot
Yes.
of forgiveness.
I can imagine. And forgiveness is beautiful.
Yes,
If you have forgiveness in your heart, you're set up
for life.
for
For
life.
peace. Well, for peace, period. That's
Yes.
what
Oh,
so
I'm learning that all that anger, it just takes. It's like a predator. It just takes.
yeah, I like that. A predator.
Yeah, it doesn't give you. It
Mhm.
hides other emotions. It masks things. Takes
Makes
your
it
energy.
better.
Takes your
Yeah.
food in your tummy that you just ate. Like it just takes.
So you hungry all the time and angry.
Right. Hungry and angry.
It ain't worth it.
Wondering why.
Yeah, nobody wants to be around that anyway.
No.
No one. Well, let me speak for me. I don't.
No.
Okay, can I backtrack back to the
Please.
psychology? So my personal
Yes.
question, did you find it, because psychology is one perspective, like you said, and it's very sometimes westernized, for lack of better, so very whitewashed as well. So when you were learning spirituality, was there a clash? Did there at one point, did you find yourself at a crossroads? Like, I don't
I
know
love
what
this
to
question.
believe. Yes, go ahead.
Sorry, let me let you finish.
No, that was it. Yeah, if you just ever found yourself at a crossroad, and what did you do?
I absolutely have and continue to find myself at that place. I am, when I'm in class, I'm very vocal. I like to speak my mind and say what I got to say.
Right.
And people think I'm weird. I talk about psychedelic therapy. I talk about naturopathic therapies. I talk about sleep therapies, and they're talking about medications and cognitive behavioral therapy. And not to say that that doesn't have its place or it's not to say it's not a good thing, but when I talk about my way of viewing the world there, it's just met with a lot of confusion and maybe people thinking that I'm in the clouds, like I'm not here in reality. And it's true. I'm
Yeah, you're there.
come up here with me, okay?
I ain't about to say level up. How about that?
And also, yeah, the literature that I have to read for class and the protocols and the way that the orthodox way of treating mental illness is just, it's not patient focused.
Nope.
It's not overall health focused. They would focus on the one symptom or the one problem that you're having and throw things at that. And you still have the root problem inside of you that's causing whatever is causing. So
it takes work, and most people don't want to do that too. It takes accountability, which I get, because accountability is a little uncomfortable, right? But it's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing because that's how
it is. It can be painful. You're right.
Very painful. Like you said, layers, and you think you're done, and then it's like, you thought lesson number 3. Like, God dang it.
Right. It's like what's more painful is living in lies. It ends up ruining you anyway.
Right.
Take accountability.
There you go. Just ripped off the Band-Aid, like the old saying says.
Exactly.
So within your healing journey, did you find, or how has tapping into your femininity assisted in your growth?
In my healing journey, what's happening to
I love that. I love that you repeat the questions. I love it.
Okay, it's really okay for me to like take my time and stuff because I know, okay, good. Because I be here really just pondering. Okay. Yeah.
Soak it in.
I have an interesting relationship with femininity. I feel very in tune with my femininity, actually. I feel very, what I'm finding interesting is that, well, for me, there needs to be a balance of the masculine and feminine energy. And I feel very highly feminine and that I'm missing some of that strong masculine energy.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? Hold on. That's not how I want to answer this question. Give me 1 second.
Take your time. Okay, boo?
Yep.
All right. You're good. You're good.
Does this ever happen to you in your interviews?
Mm-mm. I'm with it. I'm with it. It's you. That means it's you.
Oh my gosh. Yes, it's weird.
You're fine. You are fine. Trust me. You're
Okay.
good. Did you want to switch to another question or?
No, I think I know how I'm going to answer it. Can you ask it again?
Yes, of course. How has tapping into femininity assisted in your growth or healing journey?
I feel like the nature of feminine energy is to nurture, is to love, is to surrender and release into the vibration of love. And so whenever I find myself getting into that negative space, I just have to remember to put some love on myself.
Mm-hmm.
Literally the way that I would just like physically love on myself and start mentally loving on myself just makes all the difference.
Yes. Oh my God.
And to me, that's integral to feminine energy.
Yeah.
So
do you find it hard to do that sometimes?
That's a great question. I do. I mean,
me too.
Everything is, life is such there's a duality to it. Yes. There's good, there's bad, there's gonna be times when you're up there where you're highly up there. There's gonna be times when circumstances when you're not. And that's okay. They're both okay. Yeah. And just learning to do that more to allow myself to feel anything that I'm feeling so that I can release it and let it out.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
When it's inside, it's just stuck.
Yes.
We think we're ignoring it. We're just making it, we're prolonging it. Yes. The feeling of it. Yes. Isn't that wild? We're like, it's so counterintuitive.
Yes.
To feel it is to release it forever.
Yes. And then it's also like, oh, that's kind of simple, but yet such a complex. Right. like logically, I hear you, but it's not always easy.
Right. In reality.
This is very honest. I felt that like to my soul. Yes.
Yay.
It's not about duality. It is. And it's I love how you said there's good and bad. You acknowledge that because most people don't. We're so conditioned to suppress. We have to put on a good face or to appease and I say this all the time. This is a little off, but it's like there's like a whole theme of savagery, for lack of better words, and like, well, don't give 2 cents about this, don't give this, don't give that, like, don't, like, in one retrospect, I can understand because it's based off of past experiences. People hurt, humans hurt each other, it's whether intentionally or unintentionally. And, a lot of times we hold on to that. It hurt. We don't acknowledge it, like you said. But the other side is also like, I don't understand this savage mindset when everyone longs to be loved, but yet we can't give it. So it's like, what are the reasons we're holding us back? But no one wants to talk about it because nobody wants to talk about their feelings because everyone's a savage. It don't make sense. The math ain't
it don't
math.
make sense. It don't add up.
The math ain't math.
It don't.
And it's just like, it pains you to watch it because it's just like, no, everyone just needs, like what you were talking about, the love.
Some love.
But nobody wants to accept it.
That's so funny. I was just talking about this last night that what if our money was going to hugging programs and like real people need love.
Badly.
People need love before they need anything else.
Genuine love. Yes. Ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Period. Oh my God. Alignment. I don't know. I can go on face more about that, like on that topic, but I'm glad you see it. Once again, we see each other. Like, okay, another question. What do you do when would you consider yourself an empath?
Absolutely.
Okay. Likewise. So what do you do with your emotions when they become overwhelming, when you are intaking a lot that may not be yours?
I'm actually extremely sensitive to energies. I tend to feel them very easily. And a part of my work has been to protect and create like a protective barrier, between my energy and other people's energy and the energy in the room and things like that. So what was the question?
Oh, what do you do with the amount of emotions, like when they're overwhelming to you as an empath, because you intake a lot that might not be yours? Well, how do you release that? Probably yoga, but yes, how do you release that?
Yes. So because I can feel that so easily, it has been so important that I find ways to release any emotions or energies that I may be feeling of other people. And honestly, what it comes down to is presence. Being in my body, being present. Whenever I'm existing in my mind or I'm being affected, be present. Put your hand on your body wherever you feel that energy, because it'll be stored somewhere. Emotion, that energy will be stored somewhere in your body. Feel it, rub it, send love to it, and release it.
Was it a challenge to develop that skill?
It is. It continues to be a challenge.
That's honest.
Because we being honest here. Okay. I'm always just trying my best. In any given situation. I'm just trying my best. And I think it would be fake of me to come on here and act like sometimes shit don't get real in life.
Yeah. Facts. Showing it. Someday. Go ahead.
Yeah, I just feel like it's definitely a struggle sometimes for me to do that, to be present all the time, to be in that way. But
Yeah.
I'm trying, and every day I try more and more, because when your brain starts to get used to something, it's easier.
Yeah, it becomes habit, routine.
And
Yeah.
also experiences. I've been having a lot of experiences lately that are teaching me lessons and are teaching me how important it is for me to take care of myself. Because at the end of the day, I got me.
Yeah.
No one else got me like I got me.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I got to take care of me. I got to be there for me. Because then who else going to do it? Like I got to do it.
And you set the bar for yourself.
Exactly.
You set the bar.
So you really start to, start to become part of you.
Yeah, you do this. Shimmy, wait, shimmy, yeah. Shimmy.
I like to talk with my body.
That's the shimmy moment.
Yes.
That is a beautiful perspective, and thank you, for your honesty so far. It's a breath of fresh air. I always say that because that's literally what I feel. I don't got no. It's literally what
You
I
say
feel.
because it's the truth.
Yeah, it is the truth. Are you okay if I skip one?
Sure.
Well, okay, yeah. I mean, we've been going off the grid anyway, so yeah, I appreciate you.
Yes, this is great.
Likewise, I appreciate you.
Mm-hmm.
What are some challenges you have faced on your journey? The lows.
What are some challenges?
It's the close up.
Okay, I love that question because it really makes me think about some hard things. And I'd say there's a few that I'm going to talk about, okay? But one of them would be growing up feeling like my throat chakra was blocked and not being able to speak up for myself. And people thought I was very quiet and I was just very shelled.
Mm-hmm.
And the process of unblocking my throat chakra through vocal toning and speaking up for myself and singing. I love to sing.
Oh, really?
And yeah, I love to sing. I love to sing.
Good.
So I'll just be in my room just singing and having a good old sweet time. And all of that is helping so much. And another thing is taking off the shackles of what other people think about me.
Beautiful. Yes.
Lifting it up like a weight off my shoulders. It's been, I grew up, I'm a pastor's daughter. I grew up in church. Yeah. I grew up in the spotlight in church as a pastor's daughter. And there's just always a lot of eyes judging a little girl. And
were her parents? Or no?
Sorry?
I said including your parents, or that wasn't the case?
Well, they definitely wanted me to look a certain way.
Okay.
And act a certain way.
Makes sense.
Because I was a pastor's daughter.
Okay.
So there was just a lot of pressure on this little girl.
Oh,
she just needed some love. She needed some love, and that energy of just having those eyes and like that extra judgment on my life was something I definitely had to and still have to overcome.
Likewise.
Because
that part that was unspoken.
You feel me. You know what I'm saying.
Oh yeah, I'm pretty convinced we're the same person. I mean, obviously we're reflections of each other, and this is a beautiful example of it because I have the same background. I have the same type of experiences. I'm still undoing the same things. And it's funny, I went through therapy, did the medication. I was actually hospitalized for suicidal ideations in 2018. And that was
I'm
just,
so
that was,
happy you're here today.
yes. Thank you
Yes,
so much. I felt literally, I felt that. Thank you. The acknowledgement is very much needed because that's a thing that I struggle with sometimes, and it does play a effect, or it plays a part in relationships, you know. So it's like everyday conscious awareness of, like you said, being present in the moment. What is my body feeling? Why am I feeling this way? Acknowledging it, feeling
a
it,
deep breath.
deep breath, and not caring about what other people have to say in how I might express my emotions in a healthy way, of course, because I used to have a tendency, I don't know about you, when I didn't feel like I was being heard, that inner child would come out and would just strike. I would scream, I would yell. I was that stereotypical
Them
female.
tantrums be crazy.
It's a whole child.
Fighting for your life. Like,
yes, on defense every time. And that's exhausting, sis. That's exhausting. Like, I'm trying to fight with you every single time because you're not hearing me. Well, Faith, you're also not listening because you're so pushed. You just want to hear what I have to say. And it was hurting people. It hurt ultimately myself. So like, it's so tough though. It's tough, you know, just.
It is tough.
And the thing
it's
that
okay, sis. Like,
it is.
I feel you.
And the thing is, that breath thing is powerful. And that throat chakra is powerful too, because I have to talk to little Faith a lot. 8-year-old Faith, 16-year-old Faith, 20-year-old Faith, 6-year-old Faith. Like, it's so many aspects. And it's like, sometimes I'm fearful of it. And it's like, what do I do? Like, it's a big responsibility, but it's like, no, it's just a simple acknowledgement. I love you, Faith. Hug, insert arm hug. And it does wonders. Like, that's when those emotions will come out. Like, I'm like deep crying and sobbing. And it's like, what is this? Well, obviously this needed to be released. So let the tears fall. I embrace tears now. I love them. I feel empowered.
Me too. I sometimes I look forward to the release.
Me too. It's like, dang, why did it take me this long?
Let me cry about this. I'll feel better. I know I will.
Yes, just give me 5 minutes confidently.
I'll be right back, guys.
Come back, very puffy eyes.
A lighter, me.
But I'm smiling.
That's awesome. And I love that you talked about loving yourself at those different ages. And recently I've been thinking, I'm still making mistakes. And I gotta love myself. The self I was a week ago, and the self I was 2 weeks ago, and the self I was 10 minutes ago.
Yes.
Sometimes I'd be ignoring her a little bit because, you know, I'm like, oh, I'm grown. I know what's good for me. I gotta forgive her. I gotta love her.
Yeah, you did what you thought was best at the time. You did right. It is what it is. That's a really good point too, because when you said that, I was like, oh, wow, I really don't acknowledge adult face sometimes. I sometimes do focus on the childhood, see? Reflection.
Reflection.
And since we're shimmy. Since we're on reflections, what type of how was your shadow work? Like, how do I want to phrase this? Just say it, Faith. I'm assuming you did just shadow work, correct, on your journey? Or maybe that could be the question. Have you done any shadow work?
I am continuously doing shadow work.
I was hoping that was your answer.
Yes.
Yes.
I'm doing shadow work right now.
Yes. So I'm about to say, it starts right now.
Yes. And I'm learning that there are subtle ways you can do it so that you can always be doing it.
Give me another
Even
example.
just by your thought processes and the way that you're analyzing something. That could be shadow work.
Mm. Never thought about
But
it that
mainly,
way. You're right.
I do like to meditate and go back to those younger places. That's the main way that I do shadow work. I'll go back to scenarios, experiences, change the outcome. I mean, you can do whatever you want. You could beat somebody up. You can say no. That's a big one for me. Going back and saying no.
Yeah.
Because I have not said no enough in my life.
Mm-hmm.
And no is a full sentence.
Period.
But you can just
Yes.
meditate, go back to that whatever place you were in and change the outcome. And you just feel so much lighter.
Mm.
And forgive. Go back and forgive. Forgive.
And it's not always easy.
Have a light heart.
Yes. Yes.
You know?
Yes. We oftentimes, especially as Black women, we judge ourselves and so harsh critics of ourselves that we don't know how to love on ourselves properly. And all of those, I love how you literally caress your face, because something so subtle as just a touch can literally uplift and enhance your mood. And people really sleep on it. And it's, I don't really know where I was going at, but you get the point.
Yeah. I'm curious about your experience with shadow work.
Constantly still doing it every day. And now that you said the thought process, it's gonna make me more present and more attentive to journal more often. As you can see, well, I'm about to be harsh on myself, but just the acknowledgement piece, consistency is also the number one thing I'm working for, just for self-discipline. So again, you are helping me in so many ways right now, Miss Therapist. So I do appreciate you. I really do, because it's, as far as my shadow work, the sound bowls really helped, and it's what kickstarted the journal.
I am gonna go get them. You swayed me.
The live, yeah. Don't even.
This is the sign. Thank you.
Yes, it is. You since you already have the levels of growth that you do already, just with yoga, that's just another layer to it. So like, I'm excited for you, and I think we're gonna have to reconvene once you get them, so then we can talk about how your life and your growth has changed. Yes, I see series.
I'm down for that, because what's interesting, I feel like I changed rapidly. I feel like I'm not the same person I was a week ago. I feel I'm also young, and I'm going through changes very quickly.
Of course.
But if we did this again in 6 months, I might be in a completely different place.
Correct. And
I love that.
That's a beautiful thing.
I love that.
And people, yeah.
So that sounds great.
I appreciate your openness, truly. You just flow. You make things
Gratitude, sis.
You make things.
Thank you for trusting me.
Of course.
Thank you for being awesome.
Love received. I was gonna add something else with my shadow work. Let me pause like you do. Let me pause.
Yes. I also feel like in life, people always expect immediate answers and responses. Like, can I think for a second?
We're conditioned by technology to have to feel like
that part, like everything's
for our time and energy. No, we don't.
That part.
That's boundaries. Oh, that's part of my shadow work. Is implementing those boundaries and getting to the nitty-gritty of why I couldn't do shadow work. So those inner child wounds, and that was very, very, very painful. Still is sometimes, and it hits me, and I don't know about you, but it sometimes hits me in waves. And that it goes back to with those time I talk to my, the inner beings of me, but it's, I don't know, I lost my train of thought again.
That's okay. We flowing.
We are.
And I feel you.
What was the last thing I said? Could you replay that?
You said talking about boundaries and going back to your inner being.
Boundaries, yes.
Yes.
So that being said, the biggest part of shadow work and taking accountability, which, what did you say? Taking the accountability as far as what did I allow? And that sometimes it's painful because it's like, well, I thought this person might have had good intentions. I thought they loved me. Like, I thought this. I was just trying to help. I was just trying to be kind. I was just trying, no, Faith, you were
and
being
circumstances in life have a way of making you see things in interesting ways.
Yes.
You know?
Yes. So realistically, we were just surviving. Like, that's that trauma response of
trying our best at all times.
Survival we had, and then we had the pressures of perfectionism. We have to look a certain way. Our feelings were most likely suppressed. So it's just like I want people to see that part. And then, it's the shadow work is telling me, well, you got to take some accountability. What?
Woo! Now you talking, girl.
No, I don't. On who? Because they did X, Y, and no, Faith. You didn't say no. You didn't say that's enough. God dang.
So true.
Right?
No, you just blew my mind just now because you are right. You're 100% right. You're 100% right. It's so easy to blame others for things. And people have their faults.
Yes.
But you got to take accountability.
What part did I?
I'm just repeating, like you take what you allow. Yeah. That's what you're gonna get, what you allow.
Right. And I realized I put so many justifications and it's like, no, Faith, you're literally hurting yourself, and it's your fault. It's your fault.
It's like, your fault.
It's like, but it goes back to love. You can't sit in it. You can't sit in it. That's the moments where you love on yourself, and that's the hard part, but it's worth it. You're worth it. You have to remind yourself, I'm worth it. Period. Absolutely. No ifs, ands, or buts. So yeah, that's my shadow work.
I love that.
It's shadow work, and I've probably been doing that, honestly, about the same time. No, less. It's like about 2 years. So yeah, we're kind of aligned with our time frames too. So it's amazing. Yay, us.
Right. I love us. We're the best.
Listening to us, I'm like, yeah, shoot, 2 years ago, I would have never talked like this. Yeah. I can't even recognize myself sometimes, but that's beautiful. I love her. I love what we are.
Right? Sometimes I think about that, how my younger self would think of myself right now. She would not recognize her.
Yeah. She'd be like, she'd
be like, wow.
That's me? No, that's not. Right?
Are you bald? What?
Yeah. Not bald.
Right.
Like just speaking, using our voices, telling people no, and not giving a damn, and just.
She would be proud. She would be proud. She would be high five, girl.
Right. And that's the good part. That's when adult Faith, I can step in and be like, we got this. I got you.
Yes.
I got you.
So we are a team.
Yes. You know? Correct.
We are a team. We don't have to fight.
Correct.
You know?
It's a partnership.
Period.
Oh my God. So that being said, since we're talking about the inner child wounds and things like that, based off of what you learned about your journey, what would you tell a woman who's either started her journey or, okay, 2-part question. Started her journey. So backtrack. What would you tell a woman who has started her spiritual journey and she's discouraged?
That is such a sweet question. It's such a sweet question. I'm gonna cry.
Oh. Please cry. It's okay.
Because I've been there, and I'm there sometimes still. And first, I'd give her a hug and give her some love energy, and I'd tell her very simple things. The fact that she's gonna be okay. And that it's okay to have whatever feeling that she's going through. I think one of the things that really get people is their own shame and guilt about their feelings more than the actual feelings. It like just compounds on it and makes it twice as bad.
Yes. Oh, the tears are coming. Come on.
You feel me.
I do. And we're releasing as we speak, and it's beautiful.
Yes.
Keep going. Yes, you are on it.
Yes.
You are really on it. Seriously.
I feel, especially living, it's hard to ignore the world, the planet that we're living on, and the things that are happening.
Yeah.
And I don't blame you for feeling discouraged sometimes.
Yeah.
It would be hard not to in this matrix that we're living in, honestly. Honestly, if I'm being honest, it's hard. It's like, if you don't want to acknowledge, it's doable, but it's hard because it's everywhere. There's no escape from it. That got morbid.
Yes. I
But
love that you picked up. I'm just gonna say, I love that you picked up that it was me. I was the woman. So I appreciate your work.
yes, but
Perfectly.
yeah.
That is.
So I understand the feeling of being discouraged.
Yeah.
I understand it fully, but I truly feel like there's always a reason to find joy, because just having breath is a reason to have joy.
Period. Correct.
So if you can hone in on that.
How do you find your moments of joy?
I play like a child.
Yes. Yes.
I literally crawl on the floor like an animal and have the best time. I love it.
I love those moments.
And I love to laugh. I'm a very I would sit and just laugh
for hours. Hours.
And that makes me happy.
Yes. So you like
in nature and the sun. Oh, I cannot wait.
That's why you're
New York is cold. Can't wait for a little more sun because it charges you.
Well, you
better charges you up.
You better come to Charlotte because we are like a good 70 degrees now. It's like springish. Yeah, it's
that
nice.
Sounds good.
It rains a lot, girl. Yeah, you should definitely come. We have a 2-bedroom. Yes. You would have your own room.
Yes.
And your own bathroom. Just call me an Airbnb. Just call me an Airbnb. So serious. We're gonna make this.
I appreciate you.
After no, I appreciate you seriously, and I would love to expound with you more. Just be present with you in the moment.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I love this. I love this. What is your perspective on spirituality versus religion? And it's funny that I wrote that. I didn't even know you were a preacher's kid.
It was aligned.
Yes.
What is my perspective on religion versus spirituality? Great question. I will answer this question by talking about my experience.
Oh.
And as someone who grew up very religious and very indoctrinated in Christianity, not that that was a bad thing, but it's just a matter of fact. I went through a rebellious phase and I denounced everything and I said, I don't believe in anything. I believe in science and that's it. And then I went through other phases of agnosticism and Buddhism.
Interesting.
And now I've come back to a space of spirituality in which I know that there's a source. I don't want to call it Jesus Christ. I don't want to call it anything really, but I know it's there because I feel it in my life, in my heart. I feel it everywhere. And I draw from it. And it gives me life, literally.
Yeah.
I'm all up in the camera.
No, that's why I said it's the close up for me, but we need that. That means more good energy. No worries. You're passionate.
Yes. So I don't call it anything. I don't feel the need to call it anything. Oh, do you hear that siren?
Mm-mm, you're good. You're good.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Is it really loud?
Yeah, it's
Okay.
very loud. Sorry.
You're good. You're good. Take it.
Yeah. However, the way that I grew up, I love gospel music still. There's things that I just believe because it's just me. I grew up that way, you know? It feels like
Grounding.
integral to who I am. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I respect it. I throw down to some gospel, girl. Okay.
Okay, period.
Yes.
You're gonna have to
And
come
I do
back.
pray.
Yeah.
I do pray, but I pray to many things. I don't pray to just one thing. I pray to many things. And I just draw on a lot of different things. And I find that works for me.
Beautiful. I love
Yeah.
that. Now, do you think there's a balance of duality of spirituality and religion that you can do? Everyone has their own opinions and beliefs.
That is such a good question.
I'm trying to figure it out myself, so don't worry if you don't feel obligated to answer.
I will try to tackle it. Why not? Let me just say my thoughts. Why not?
Go ahead.
I feel like in order to find a balance, you may just have to ignore some things. Honestly, there's there's many religions too to talk about. If we're going to hone in on Christianity per se,
there we go.
You have to ignore some things in the Bible if you consider yourself a truly spiritual person. And so if you're able to just take good from things, there's good things in the Bible that you can take and use for your life. There's good things in religion. There's
I'm glad you said that.
Beautiful things in religion that you can just take and live for your life and take whatever you can for spirituality and those aspects of life, you know? I feel like that's a good balance.
I love that. And I agree. Correct. Because I was going to mention that after you finished that the Bible does have beautiful things in it. I wasn't going to say those words exactly, but I don't know about you, but I love learning about the Bible stories. And again, there's a lot of things that you become skeptical about, or, you have to put aside put aside. Yeah. But it was those things almost like the gospel music that grounded me and made me realize that the ultimate sacrifice was love. Like it all goes right around religion, Christianity, spirituality. It all goes back to some form of love. And to me, that's the greater source. Like that. So
I love that.
You kind of answered the question. Yeah, there is duality in it.
I love love. I love that.
Like you answered it.
Yes.
Thank you for sharing that. That was good. Yay, Olive.
Yeah.
Appreciate that. Anyway, did you have more to add to that? Because I definitely expounded.
I think I did that. Okay. I did that shit.
Period. Now, what are some of your, and this will be the last one. Is there anything you wanted me to ask? Let me take into your account. I
feel like this is going good and natural. I'm just like,
I like it too. I like it. Cool.
It's just like coming out. No, there's nothing in particular. I feel like we're covering a lot of stuff.
Yeah, a lot more than what we even put down. So that's a good point. Positive.
Yes.
Okay, so let me end with this. What are some of your or I don't like the question, where do you see yourself per se? It's more of how do you envision your higher self? Like, what do you see? Do you talk to her? It's like 3 questions in one. Yeah. Or do you need more content? Does that make sense?
No, that makes sense. Okay. I like that question. And I'm going to talk about it from a personal level, not in terms of like career or anything like that.
Okay.
I see myself
Take your time.
Okay, yeah, this is a big question.
Yeah, I kind of just dropped it on you.
I like it though. I see myself in the vibration of forgiveness. I see myself allowing myself to give and receive love completely freely. I see myself in a space where I can optimally take care of my health and my body. I see myself surrounded, completely surrounded by love.
Yeah.
I see myself with a still mind. My mind is still and quiet, unless I want it not to be.
Yeah.
Just being real. And I see myself 100% living for me and doing what I want to do and enjoying this life to the fullest. Hey!
Hey, honestly, I say.
And in terms of career, I do want to own my own practice. I told you I was studying to be a therapist. Right. I want to own my own practice. I'm in New York, but I'm hoping to see what can happen globally.
Networking.
I'll live worldwide. You know what I'm saying?
Other way to live, girl, and other way to live. Okay. There was something I wanted to add on to that. Oh, do you see yourself married? Sorry, it was like a whole nother question.
That's great. That's great. I like this question.
I didn't know to pair it with the question, do you see marriage as a part of your higher self? Or
that's a great question.
Yes. I don't know what he said.
I will answer it like this. Marriage is not a requirement for my higher self. It could be nice. It could be nice. I'm 100% open to however my life is going to take, honestly. As long as I'm in a certain vibration and I'm feeling positive, I imagine myself doing a lot of things. Marriage in the traditional sense, sometimes I do want to get married and want to go the traditional route. And I love that. I think weddings are like the best. I love a good wedding.
They are a lot of love.
And I also love the idea of committing yourself to one person or several people. I think the idea of marriage that we have here is very limited. You know, it's like, you know, there's a lot of rules around how you can get married here.
Interesting.
I also like that you can have a marriage where you just go down to the water and give people and give your partner your heart and be like, I'm gonna love you forever. Be my wife or be my husband. And it's not like in a courtroom, and it's not that, or it's not legal. I love unions. I love unions. I do love unions, but the legal marriage is one type of union, you know?
Yeah, agree. I love your perspective. I love your perspective.
So where I was going with that for a minute, to be honest. But I'm just being real with you.
I would say that was beautifully raw, and I think that's a perspective that a lot of women need to hear, because a lot of women do feel pressured. You do feel pressured to be married, to fall under this.
Absolutely. My parents definitely want me to get married and do that whole thing.
And so, no, sorry, go ahead. Yeah, exactly. And I love it where your mind is. And that's how things work in your favor. And because you're not pressed, you're not anxious.
Exactly.
You're not attracting
hurry
that.
energy, that chase energy just allows things to run.
It's murky. We don't like that.
No,
Murky.
runs
But
away.
you have been an absolute joy to speak with. Um,
Thank you
I really
so
do
much.
thank you. Yes, I really thank you for being a part and being open and honest and transparent and raw and being able to smile while doing so. Throughout the whole time, you smiled and you glowed and you're just radiant, and it's felt. It's felt. You spoke really words of gems. So thank you
I
so
have
much.
so much gratitude for you. You're amazing. You're so easy to talk to. And we
Oh,
relate so much.
yes, we did
We
a
have a
lot.
lot in common.
I told you we're sisters. We're like this now.
Yes.
And I have your number, and we will be
And I know
planning.
you where you live, girl.
Yes, and we will be planning a trip because I'm a teacher and I have summers off, so we gonna
Awesome.
coordinate your schedule. So
I appreciate you so much.
of course, of course. So I want to also thank everybody for joining us today. It has been a privilege. Make sure once again you hit that subscribe button. Make sure you show my good friend slash sis now, soul twin,
Soul
soulmate.
sister, soul sister.
Sister.
Ooh, ooh.
See, look at that, it's still going. But I want to make sure you guys follow her, show her some love, support. Hashtag support your future Black therapist because the world revolves
Black
around
woman
one person,
therapist.
period. And next time there will be a part two. It's a funny thing. Whenever I always say there's gonna be a part two whenever I have somebody on because we usually vibe in the way that we
Yeah.
do it. But really, we need to have a part two because I want to
Like seriously.
see your progression, and hopefully we can do it together because you're coming to
Yeah.
Charlotte, or I'm gonna have to come to New York. I don't.
Yeah.
One or the other. I need a
I am
place.
down.
All right, girl. Well, I thank you so much. I will actually be texting you,
Okay.
and we're gonna go from there. I appreciate you
All
so much.
right.
Yes, sis.
Thank you so much.
The
Thank
love
you
is there.
guys.
And thank you. Y'all have peace.